Hello fern lovers, we are on day 11 of having this little rascal with us. It's dinner time, I'm just about to feed her, but first before we do, I'm just going to make a series of videos, or the first in a series of videos, explaining my take on how dogs, not just puppies, but dogs learn, and how we can use that to help them learn, how we can use our understanding of how they learn to help them learn better, quicker, even more, and that way we get to live with a dog which is enjoyable to live with rather than a stress. We don't have to worry about going for walks in case she pulls us. We don't have to worry about taking her to places in case she embarrasses us, and everything generally will become enjoyable. So how do dogs learn? Dogs learn through association. They associate the thing, the action, the behaviour that they are doing with a consequence. So it could be a reward, as in food, as in a toy, as in a tickle, as in praise, or it could be a correction or punishment, so shouting or the word no, or whatever your correction may be. So dogs have a very short memory when it comes to learning behaviour. I like to think of it as 1 second. It's slightly over 1 second, but if you think of it as 1 second, if you give yourself less time, then you're going to be a little bit sharper, and you're going to be quicker to capture that moment where they give you the good behaviour. So if they give you a good behaviour that you want, within a second of that behaviour happening, you've got to praise it or punish it or correct it. If you don't, if you leave it 2 seconds, for example, and something's happened in those 2 seconds, they will think that you're praising or punishing the behaviour that they're doing now, not the behaviour that you want to praise. So, for example, if a dog sits and then gets straight back up afterwards, and you say, "Good girl," in the dog's mind, the dog will think, right, I've just had praise, what was it for? What have I just done? And the last thing they did was standing up. So you're actually praising the dog for standing up. So bear that in mind. They associate what is happening or has happened within that 1 second, and you need to capture that 1 second. Now I'm going to make another video about how to train with clicker training, because a lot of people know about it but they don't know what it is. So I'm going to put a video together on that. So that's the first thing to bear in mind, that a dog learns everything it learns through association. Now a dog never stops learning. It's not they only learn when they're a puppy. They learn right up until the day they leave you or the day they die, or whatever it may be that's the end of your time together, whether that's 6 months or 6 years. And everything they are doing, they're constantly learning. So she's learning now, she's pulling on that carpet with her teeth and probably enjoying it. So she's learning this is enjoyable and I'm not correcting it. So that's getting imprinted in her mind now, that if I want something enjoyable and I'm bored, I'll go to that carpet and chew it. So it's my job to associate that with something else. So for example, if we're teaching a dog to sit, we want to capture that very moment the dog sits. Now we can lure the dog into a sit. We can use treat, or we can push her bum down and lift the chin up, or we can wait till she does it. Now, there's two different ways of teaching there. One way where we are saying, this is what I want you to do, and then when she does it, rewarding it. And one is waiting for her to do it by herself and praising that then and associating that. Now, the second way is a lot better for the dog to learn. Let her learn herself. She's teaching herself. She's constantly thinking then, what have I just done to achieve that reward, that praise, that cuddle, that good girl, or wherever it may be. So try and capture all of the good things that your dog does and reward them with a praise or with something within 1 second. And that's the way, in your dog's head, you'll build that association up. Look, all these people want to see a puppy, want to see you being good. So the first video there is that dogs learn through association. Now we need to get that into our mind. If we can get that into our mind, we can make the next steps a lot easier and a lot clearer, and we can cut out a load of the nonsense that a lot of people do by accident. A really good method or way of thinking about dog training is rather than saying, how can I teach my dog to sit? Ask yourself, how can I teach my dog that sitting is associated with good things? Or that barking at the postman is associated with bad things, not good things. So rather than trying to ask yourself, how can I teach this? What you want to teach is the association. So ask yourself, how can I help my dog associate sitting down with being good? How can I help my dog associate with sitting in the cage calmly with a reward? And once you start getting into that mindset of associating everything in the dog's mind, things will become a lot easier or clearer, and you sort of cut a lot of the white noise out. So that's the first video. I'm going to film a few more later on, and I'll stagger them out step by step. So this is step 1, and step 2 is coming soon.